Alright, hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video we are going to be doing you a solid and actually go over the Bonney matchup. The Bonney matchup is something a lot of people struggle with, and I understand why. It's a very different matchup, right? You have to go about it in a very special way because of Bonney's leader effect, and it makes things very different. And if you don't know how to play into it, it becomes a very difficult matchup. But when you actually know the matchup and know how to play into it, it becomes favored for Belo Betty. So today we're going to show you just how to deal with that matchup, talk about some of the tricks that you need to think about, and then we're going to run a couple games and beat the fuck out of some Bonnies. Let's jump into the deck list I'm running with so you can see actually what we're working with first. So this here is my deck list. This is what I've been running for a while now in OP-11. It's just 4 copies of Betty, 4 Koala, 3 Kuma, 3 Inazuma, 3 Morley, Ivankov, Karasu, Lindbergh, 5 cost, 2 copies of blockers Karasu, 4 copies of Sabo, 2 Koala, 4 7 cost Sabo, 3 Hormone, and 2 Stage. This deck goes pretty good into Bonney from what I've noticed. Not necessarily anything you need to tech. Bonney could help. Bonney could become a lot easier with things like Honesty Impact or even Mole. If I can spell Mole, I think I misspelled it. Yep, Mole. Mole Pistol works really good into Bonney. Are a lot of things that work into Bonney, right? That makes it a lot easier. But I haven't found myself needing any of those. I go pretty good into Bonney either way. Let's jump into some games, and I can actually show you off the tricks in a game. All right, so here we have our first victim. Basically, the things you need to keep in mind, right, is, okay, they're going second, which is sucky. They took second from us, which actually means I'm going to keep this hand because 5 cost Ivankov is like the GOAT. Something to keep in mind when playing against Bonney is you don't want to boost and swing with your board unless you have enough characters out to do so. Because she removes 1 attack every turn, right? So she's going to just remove one of your things, which is going to suck. So wait until your board is decently large. Sometimes it even makes sense to just not swing with leader either. Here I'm actually going to swing 6 face. He doesn't have any Dawn up here, so obviously I didn't have to worry about it. But we're just going to Kuma pop this Bonney anyways. And generally, a rule of thumb is to try and establish a Lindbergh on 4 Dawn so that you can Lindbergh, like Koala Lindbergh, one of their 5 costs. Because that can be really important. However, since they're going second, it kind of changes a lot. They can now drop on a Rogue. They didn't drop on a Rogue here, but Rogue is obviously not a problem. The problem is going to be things like Cavendish, Carrot, Smoker, even sometimes. Smoker isn't that good though. But mainly Cavendish and Carrot are cards that you want to remove like instantly as you see them. And so Koala Lindbergh gets rid of those instantly. There's a Koala that's really good for next turn. Not the turn coming here. But he tapped out again, which is pretty interesting. We're going to go 5 cost here. It's a pretty brain-dead move. I mean, I'm going to go Inazuma. It's the only choice I have. And I am going to boost because, again, it's the only choice I really have here. Especially because he's tapped out. When they're tapped out, you really got to take those chances to just go crazy, right? And go super aggressive on them. Because if he had a Dawn up here, boom, I just lose a 7k swing instantly, basically. And I get put in a really awkward position. Whereas now I'm actually in a really good position because he doesn't have a board. So he doesn't really have any things to do here. Yes, he's gonna go drop a really big threat this turn, but I'm gonna respond to that with a bigger threat rather than removing it. And of course it's gonna suck because he's gonna keep getting to have Dawn up. But yeah, I think it's just sucky here that I haven't found a Lindbergh. But depending on, yeah, he swings into that. That makes sense. Expecting a Cavendish to come down here. Hopefully not a Carrot. I prefer Fuck, dude. I prefer Cavendish over Carrot. I think Carrot's such a problem for us. But we're gonna go Koala here. We're gonna take a top life. We're gonna cheat out the Karasu here. So we're in a spot here, right, where boosting is not actually worth because of the fact that they have a Dawn up. We're not gonna swing with anything this turn, so we're just gonna cheat out what is our best card. And we actually drew into a Betty, which is also really good. He's going to 9. He's going to 8 Dawn, which means there's no Kid coming down. Kid is another thing that you need to keep in mind. And you need to have reducers ready for him because he can be a real big problem if you don't have a 2-cost Koala. Obviously, we don't have that choice here anyways. Kuma is also something that is really strong in this matchup because he can deal with things like Rocinante and also Bonnies. You see, I've already had a bunch of value from my Kumas. I'll just take a sec. I'll just get Kuma here, I think. And I'm not even going to swing with leader effect here. Swing with leader and he rests something and then he has like very good control over things. Whereas this position, I mean, now I'm in a position where he basically needs to find multiple blockers to reduce my aggression. And if he swings with the carrot, I'll be able to get rid of that, which is really good. He doesn't really have any good things to play here because their 8 Dawn turn can tend to be really awkward. 9 Dawn and they just play the Kid. 8 Dawn, I don't even know what they play on 8 Dawn, if I'm being honest. I think he's just gonna play like another cat. Like maybe the best turn here would probably be like Cavendish Carrot or something, or maybe just a bunch of blockers, like Cavendish, Rocinante, Tashigi, something like that would be devastating. But I'm not really in a position here where I feel super threatened. I know I'm only at 2 life, but it's not really something that I'm too worried about. I'm actually gonna take this hit, I think. Yeah, I am. It's a little unfortunate. I was hoping for a trigger, but it is fine. He's not winning this turn. He's not putting any aggression on me. And we're gonna go board next turn. We have a lot of counter in hand as well, so we're sitting in a very comfortable spot still. And taking that life, if I trigger there, I just insta win on the spot, right? This attack though, we're gonna counter. And we're not gonna block in 1k because there's a chance the carrot comes down. Smoker coming down is a little bit annoying, but it's definitely not the end of the world. Another Rosie. Okay, so he is in a pretty decent spot here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna swing. We're gonna wait with boosting because we have 4 characters, right? So if we just swing with this, he's just gonna use his leader effect and rest one of my things, and then we can play out the Inazuma and boost, and still not lose boost value. Whereas if we boost here, he'll just gonna rest one of our boosted things. That's something that a lot of Bonnies are gonna make that mistake. Like if this Bonney, if I now attach 2 Dawn here and swing, he doesn't have to use leader effect. He can just wait until I've used my leader effect to use his leader effect. But they will always use leader effect on the first attack. They always do that. Should they? Definitely not. And the question now becomes, do I want to be aggressive or do I want to go for this carrot and try to live one more turn? Which I think I can, like relatively comfortable. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 2 Dawn Karasu, smack into the carrot and minus it. He's going to use leader effect to probably rest my koala. Yep. And the question becomes, does he defend this or does he give it up? Probably going to defend it. Yep. Right, well, here comes the Inazuma over the Inazuma. And then we're going to leader effect. We're going to pitch the koala. Gonna hit him for a 5. Just to get one more card out of hand. I'm thinking here if I actually just keep 3 Donna for Hormone here. I think I might lose otherwise. I wanted to do the Kuma to pop one of his Rosies, but I don't think I have to. I think it's gonna come down to if he just gives this up or if he decides to Uber blocker it. Because with Hormone, we can just guaranteed win because we can do Hormone Karasu. He does decide to block that swing. If he blocks this one too, he does. Then question becomes, does a 6k here connect? It doesn't. So now we're in a really bad spot. So maybe it should have been pop that, but see what he does here. I think he has us now, but it's definitely not guaranteed, especially if he doesn't swing with Smoker first here. I think we got put in a really bad spot here because we weren't able to get rid of the carrot, right? Like, that's what I said. Like, you need to hit the Lindbergh. First of all, he took curve from us, obviously, which is bad. But if we had hit a Lindbergh off this 5-call Ivankov, we would be in such a good spot. Where we're able to get rid of the carrot. He doesn't have any way to swing to my board or deal with that. I would have been more comfortable swinging. Like, we also didn't see any 4-cost Ivankov here. Whereas he saw his shit, right? Like, that's the difference. He saw blockers, he saw counter, he saw double searcher, which is always super annoying for us. Because we basically lose a swing because we have to swing into it. So he's just seen his shit and we really haven't seen our shit. He also took our curve. But we can still definitely win here. It's all going to come down to how he plays this out. I think he just auto wins this game if he just swings face and just play a Luna if I don't die. So hopefully he doesn't have a Luna in hand. It would piss me off if he did because he's already seen so much shit. He's probably thinking about how safe this play is now. Like, how comfortable is he with getting lethal here? So we could prevent lethal right here on the spot by going 3k, 2k, and cheat out the Karasu with the Hormone. Thinking if that's the best play. I think I have to, right? Because I can't just take it because I won't be able to counter the 2 swings. I think it has to be like this. We counter with this, we counter with this, cheat out this over this. And we win, right? Unless he has access to rush. He can still go 8-cost Kid as well, which is terrifying. Okay, it's Kid and Killer. That's really good because that means it's not 8-cost Kid. 8-cost Kid, yeah. He still has it on the ropes here because he's gonna swing into something, stun another thing. So that's 2 things gone, and then basically 3 things gone with the Bonney swing. So we won't have him on the next turn either. We will need to go board, and as long if he leads 1 Dawn up for leader effect, then he's able to negate a lot of pressure here simply because we had to counter out of this attack. So maybe I shouldn't have taken that 1 6k swing. But if I trigger there, I'm in such a good spot. So I think it was a worthy gamble to take. He finds X-Drake, so he goes for the 2k. Oh, wait, is this him pushing? Because he can rest my shit with this. That would be 5, so he could go 5-7, or... Oh, he is going to go for it. Oh, I think that's a massive misplay. Especially because I have 2 cards in hand. Like, he's lucky that I now have only 1k counter, so that he actually might have this if this is a brick. But it's not, and now he doesn't have it. Which means I win, right? Oh, it's a 7k, yeah, so 6-7. Okay, so we won because we got a 2k out of life, but still, that's a stupid, this is a really stupid way to go about it. Yeah, you could have just played Kid and gone board there. I'm so confused. That was such an interesting playline. Okay, well, that game didn't obviously didn't show very well how this matchup is supposed to go. It shows what can happen when they take second and you whiff, but yeah, we're gonna do another game. Don't worry, and we're gonna try to actually do what you're supposed to do. All right, here we go. New Bonney, and hopefully we can do what we're supposed to do. He gets to choose turn order again, which is really sucky. It really sucks. Okay, he took first at least. I'm gonna keep this hand because we have so many ways to find our targets. So what we're looking for is 4-cost Ivankov and Lindbergh. There's 4-cost Ivankov. Let's see if we can find that Lindbergh. No, but we can find a 5-cost, which is not bad. Set up the turn after, right? And we're gonna go stage. And again, we're looking for Lindbergh. I could see myself grabbing another 4-cost here. Okay, so really not finding what we need. We still need to... Ew, what the fuck? Oh, I hate that. I actually despise that. Okay, that's a decent draw. It's a little bit iffy on this specific turn. But now we can swing here because he doesn't have anything to rest with his leader effect anyways. We're gonna try to find a Lindbergh of this final search here. Really, still no fucking Lindberghs. Wow, you're killing me, guys. We're gonna unfortunately have to do this route here. Just to get some board out. But this is really bad. We've been slowed down a lot here. And again, like if I had Lindbergh here, we would be in a really good spot. But now there he is finally. That's way too late though. Let's pitch the 4-cost. The Kuma. There's Koala as well. Grab the Koala. I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to pass again here, which sucks because I'm losing a lot of tempo. There's the Lindbergh. Okay, okay, we're in a good spot now. Yeah, I'm not gonna swing here. I could easily swing here, but I'm not gonna. Especially because he's not swinging in my face, so he's not actually applying any pressure. And what you... Okay, fuck off. What is this perfect curve, dude? You're a piece of shit. No, but so what this matchup usually comes down to... I'm not gonna counter anything here. Fuck, now I forgot what I was gonna say as well, just because he dropped a fucking hoodie on my ass. But, yeah, what you want to do, right, is you want to... No, you don't want to swing a couple swings every turn. You want to swing a lot of swings like every other turn instead, right? It's a good trigger at least. Now the question becomes: do I reduce on the Hody or do I reduce on the Cavendish? I can do both actually. Fuck you. All right, so we'll pay the Koala. We'll reduce here. I'm going to boost. And I'm going to boost wide. I'm going to swing massively into this. KOing that. Yep, I expect that. Question is, does he counter here? He does. He triple card counters here. I'm gonna hit him with a 5 face. He takes. I'm gonna hit him with another 5 face. The thing is, like, I can hit 5 into this, but I don't know if that's gonna even connect. I think I'm better off doing something like this. Kuma is better here. What I probably should have done was boost differently and just play over my Betty straight off. Okay, wow, that's annoying. We're triggering shit now. Okay, so now we lose to a Luna, I think. At least it's not 8-cost Kid coming down, but yeah, that trigger is super annoying. And he still only has 2 swings. Like, I could literally counter this. I'm not gonna, but I could have. Still think we're in a decent spot to go. I really would like to keep that Limburg, though. I don't think I can afford to go down to 0. Our hand is really good, though, because we can Koala Kuma this. And then we could Ivankov, but then we go down to 0, so we can't boost. We could also just go Ivankov. We could also just go Koala Kuma, pop this, and then try to push. We do have enough swings. Let me do math real quick. So that is 4 Dawn. So we have 6 Dawn to work with. He's at 2 cards. He will rest. We'll swing 7 with this. And he will rest one of our things. And then we can swing 7, 8. 7, 7, 8. Am I confident in that? The thing is, I am actually decently confident in that. Simply because they run a lot of bricks, right? He's only seen 1. Let's fuck it. Let's try it. Actually, I should do this first. Alright, whatever. This could have been a 6 as well, but I think 7, 7, 8 is more likely than anything else. Yeah, so he's gonna rest one of my things. Okay, that's the wrong thing to rest, buddy. Okay, I think we just win now. Still go for a 7 here. Yeah, so we win. Yeah, he was fully bricked. That's what I thought. That's why I was so confident in doing that. And that's something that you actually should keep in mind when playing against Bonney, is that they are running a lot of bricks in these decks. And him only having 1 brick in here, and already having 2 0-cost events as well, means that he's very likely to be bricked. Of course, he messed up with this this resting, but it actually wouldn't have mattered. We would have just gone 7, 8 and still win. Because he was just bricked. Which he would have been bricked either way, and he doesn't have lethal here on the clapback anyways. So I was in a confident position where I could do that exact play. Worst case scenario, right? He has the counter. He's down to 0 life with no cards in hand, and he doesn't really have an answer to me having 3 swings next turn, right? So I don't think we lose there either way. And that's what that was without the. Yeah, that was a weird game, dude. But we got Lindbergh, but we got it a turn late. But as you can see, stage is also really important in this matchup, is because you can't find those pieces. Like, how many koalas did I not find that game? Like 3? Okay, maybe just 2. Whatever. It was a nice game. That's how it's supposed to be done. Yeah, let's run another one and see if we can keep this up. All right, we're gonna go second this time. When we get to choose, it's always second. This hand is not the worst. We have stage. Yeah, sure, I'll keep this hand. Having Lindbergh is so important, and having stage here. Ooh, wow, that's actually nice. Having stage here means that we can also find our koala. Perfect. So now we have everything we need to deal with his 5 Dawn play, which is where the game is decided. It's really sucky that he gets to keep this Bonney and that he gets to stick. Especially if he plays another one here, then we're in a really, really bad spot. Luckily he doesn't. Oh wow, okay, now we definitely win. Yeah, that's how games are decided. I think I keep the wall, actually. That's also a decent card, but it's not gonna come out until a couple turns. But yeah, we're just gonna go like this. Actually, fuck the koala, I think. No, fuck the Betty. Unfortunately, I love Betty, but it's not it right here. We're gonna swing with Lindbergh first, just to make sure he doesn't get some sort of rest trigger on this 5k swing. He gets to counter out of it if he wants to. Really low in hand now because we went Lindbergh trigger, right? Which sucks, but Koala's gonna gain that all back next turn. And like here, he's most likely to drop either a Carrot or a Cavendish. If it's Carrot, that means he's tapped out, which means we will get a good amount of swings in. If it's Cavendish, we still just kill it, right? We still have value. We still get value. He still doesn't get anything. Okay, it's neither. That becomes really interesting. Is it a rogue then? It could like, okay, it's just a rogue. That does mean he gets to keep that one Dawn open. We're actually gonna teach here. Exactly, and that's why. That's why we use stage, baby. You know what? I fuck with Inazuma here. Because we already had the Ivankov out, so we could already do this. He rests this, we go 5-7. Takes the 5, he takes this 8, which means he'll be down to 2 life. With 7 cards in hand. We have a full board. He doesn't really have any answers here either, because I can always block if he swings hard into the Lindbergh. Which means I only need to find like another koala to pop it. This is times where race max is pretty good. Because I only play 4 copies of koala and no race max, I only have access to 4 reducers. And since I've already seen 2 of them, I'm very unlikely to be able to find a second one. That's bad, you see, because now it doesn't matter what I do. If he's doing 6 here, which he's very likely to do, right, because he wants to keep a Dawn open, I might actually koala and block, koala and counter, and just go really hard on him next turn. Because he does only have 2 life. It is one of those moments where it's like, oh, I might be throwing. No, it's actually not worth it. Because I lose to a Hody on the clapback then. That's something you always have to watch out for, is Hody, right? Wow, this becomes really interesting now, actually. So I go 2 Dawn on Ivankov. Cheat out the Karasu. This becomes really weird, actually. You know what? Let's check this line out. Look, here, it's never the correct play to just rest this Ivankov. Never. Because like you put me in such a bad position if you don't rest there. But now I'm in the spot where I have 3 swings. You will have only 5 cards in hand. Like, I probably don't have enough still, but you put yourself in a bad spot. Double 2k? Okay, that's a little bit worrying. 7. Seven, 7. It's 8, 9, 9, right? Could have been 7. feel like he can counter this. I don't know why, I just feel like he can counter this. Only use 2/2Ks. He's probably thinking that he has enough here. Okay, well. I feel like this is 1K, 1K, yeah. I think you just pass here. Like, if he has the Hody, he has the Hody. If not, we should have him on the clapback. I guess that means I could have swung either way, right? Yeah, maybe I do swing there. But then there's a risk that this was a Hody. We don't want to give him... Like, if he's looking for one specific card, we want to make sure he doesn't find the cards, right? Okay, he's going board. So he doesn't have the Hody. Which means I should have swung with the Koala. Hopefully this isn't Kid. It's Kid. But it's fine, because he's only at 9. So he's actually... he won't be able to do leader effect, which is really good for us. Will it be enough for us to win? Maybe not. But just look at it straight up. Oh, actually, because I can block this, right? Yeah, I can block this with no problem. Okay, so I think we win now. Because I forgot about that. Because he doesn't have... Look, he doesn't have leader effect. Or sorry, he doesn't have... Yeah, he doesn't have a leader effect. He only has 2 cards in hand, 1 blocker. So I need to swing this, like 10 into this. I can do for 1 Dawn. That's most likely blocked. And then I swing 10 again for another 3 Dawn. That probably gives it up. And then we can swing 8, 9. I'm pretty confident in that, because he's very likely not to have anything here. But if we do that, does he have... He doesn't have me on the clapback still. You know what? I fuck with this. I fuck with just going like this. Well, that was a good draw. And then just not boosting. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need it to be 10. Because if it's 10 here, if he counters, I can at least swing 8 into it again. Yeah, and now I can... Didn't connect, I can swing 8 into this. And then he has nothing, and we have everything. Don't think there's anything he can do here. It was like a little bit of a risky play, because if he counters... Like, no, realistically not, because if he counters, he goes down to 0. Yeah, and then he only has... He had the Hody. I wonder if we had the Karasu in life, though. Okay, so nothing mattered. Nice. He had this, so it actually was the correct play to go board there. Wow. But that's actually super interesting. Well, that was one way to do it. Just completely get rid of his board and you just win. I think I played that game exactly how it's supposed to be played. So that was a good way to show out the game. Of course, we triggered the Lindbergh, but we didn't need to trigger the Lindbergh. We had the Lindbergh already to deal with his Cavendish and stuff. So yeah, that was a great game to show off the matchup, I think. Alright, that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe as well if you want to see more content like this. I post Belo Betty content almost every goddamn day. So make sure you subscribe to keep up. And if you are experienced with this matchup and there was something I missed, please let me know in the comments below. If you have like any more tips and tricks, and maybe I'll pin it so that people can see. You know, I want everybody to learn the matchup so that we can, you know, grow as a Belo Betty community and keep beating the shit out of these decks. That is going to be it from me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.